Terry.
Well, my next guest says the Fairfax County School District's failure to notify the students may be a violation of Virginia's Human Rights Act, and he is investigating. With us now, we're happy to welcome Virginia's Attorney General, Jason Miyares. Thanks for being with us. This is such a strange story. It started at one school, and now you're finding other schools have been involved. We've talked to parents at ABC that have told us that the Thomas Jefferson High School for Science and Technology, quote, wanted to try to find a time that they could hand out these notifications to students when the students that didn't receive them wouldn't feel bad. Is that something that you're hearing as well, that this was done to avoid hurt feelings?
Well, this is what we know. We know that Fairfax hired an equity consultant and paid them about $455,000 for about 9 months of work. One of their recommendations to the school districts was equal outcome for every student without exception. And they also made a recommendation that even if that meant being, quote, purposefully unequal, that raised some red flags from my office in a variety of areas. One, Thomas Jefferson High School has seen a dramatic drop in Asian American enrollment. It's a magnet school. You have to apply to attend. We heard from so many Asian American parents that they felt like their child was being discriminated against admissions. And then on top of that, then we heard the national merit situation of students not being recognized. We were first told public reports that this was an administrative error. Now we found out that it is at least 7 different schools in Fairfax. And so our Virginia Human Rights Act is the principal anti-discrimination statute in Virginia. And we're determining whether if they made a decision either on the admission side or not recognizing national merit recognition based on any protected class in Virginia, including any ethnic or racial background. And so we're trying to conduct this investigation to determine if that happened, because if it did, it's a violation of the Virginia Human Rights Act, and it's against the law in Virginia.
Right. And those are the questions you're investigating, that you don't have the evidence yet that it was because of this equity consultant that this happened. Okay. So talk about the harm done here. You mentioned it a little bit in terms of admission to Thomas Jefferson High School, but let's talk about National Merit Awards. People might say, well, you know, that's a gold star. How significant is the potential harm to students whose notification that they had been recognized by the National Merit Corporation were delayed for months or longer?
Well, there's 1.5 million seniors in America today. This award, this recognition only goes to 50,000 seniors, the top 3% nationally. And it's absolutely is significant. There's at least one Virginia college that we know gives free tuition, 4-year tuition, to anyone who receives this national merit recognition. That's the equivalent of a $90,000 plus benefit that could have been available. And as somebody, I'm the child of an immigrant, I could tell you how you're going to pay for college can be stressful, as stressful, if not more, than what college you get admitted to. And the fact that these students weren't even notified and they were potentially denied some of these scholarships, there's opportunities, I think that absolutely is wrong.
And Mr. Attorney General, I do want to ask you about a statement to ABC News from the Fairfax County School District when we first started looking into this as it applied to the Thomas Jefferson High School alone, before these other high schools seem to have done it as well. And the Fairfax County School District called the delay, quote, a one-time human error, adding, quote, counselors sent emails and made follow-up calls to each college where these students had applied and informed them of the National Merit Scholarship commendations. And they also said that suggesting a deliberate intent to withhold this information would be, quote, inaccurate and contrary to the values of the Fairfax County School District. So they said it was a one-time human error at one school. You now say that that one-time human error happened the same way at 7 schools. And based on this statement, do you think the school district is being straight with parents and with you?
Well, I mean, I will tell you this. They have to answer why what was a one-time human error has ballooned to now 7 schools in Fairfax. It looks like at least 4 schools in Loudoun. We're getting unconfirmed reports of some other schools in other Northern Virginia districts. Whether this is a one-time error, it seems to be happening a heck of a lot more than just once. We've also gotten reports. We're trying to confirm that some of this failure to notify has been going back as at least 3 or 4 years.
Okay, and finally, if in fact your office establishes that these notifications to students who could benefit from being notified that they were National Merit honorees, if it was done and disadvantaged protected groups, what are the consequences for the school district?
Well, what happens, whether it is on this issue or the admissions policy at Thomas Jefferson, we notify we've reached this conclusion. We try to reach a settlement. And if not, then we have the freedom to take them to court to have a judge order them to change their policy so they're fully compliant with the Virginia Human Rights Act. That would be the next step, is try to negotiate where they change their policies on their own. And if not, we go to court to seek them to change it.
All right. Well, Attorney General Jason Miyares of Virginia, thanks very much. We'll continue to follow this story, and thank you for being with us and explaining what's going on. Appreciate it.
Thank you.